They're just not. In fact, more and more people are going to be losing jobs because of the robots and the blockchain technology that's coming out. Last week I was talking about Wendy's getting 1,000 new robots to take over the front end of their restaurant so they could get rid of all those people. More and more people are going to be losing out work. So now is the time to have what we call Gladiacoin coin. You know what? I have messed that up for days now, and I keep doing it. But anyway, that's what we're here to talk about tonight is Gladiacoin, because here's a way to protect your financial future, and it's just so easy to do. We're very happy. I'm very happy as a financial planner kind of guy to find something like this based on Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin's where it's going. I know it's going. There's just so much in the world that's going towards blockchain and that's all since only 2008. Can you imagine that? It's just not that far back. But when I first saw this stuff, I just didn't want anything to do with it. I thought it was a bad deal. So I ignored it. And a friend said, you should get into that. You should look into that. And I said, oh, it's not even real, man. I don't even want to mess with that. So in 2009, people started using it. The first transaction occurred, and now the rest is history. The whole world this year is rushing to Bitcoin because all of the world's economies are in severe trouble. And people don't want to mess with it anymore. They're tired of their people, their governments, keep screwing up the economies. And that's what they do. Everything would be fine if they just leave it alone, but they won't. So people are rushing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin has proven itself as a currency. They've had their challenges. The system continues to just march along. Nothing deters it. It just keeps going and going and going. And so now it's kind of become the de facto world currency, really. I mean, everybody in the world wants it. It was a dime in 2010 per coin, and now it's 12, what was it today? 1288, something like that. It was up there. Even everybody was saying, oh no, we didn't get the exchange traded fund approval from the SEC. Well, who cares? We don't need the SEC. We can actually be our own bank, and that's what I like. Now, these companies actually invested in Bitcoin, and you can see what they are. They're money transfer companies. That I think they kind of understand that they better get a handle on this stuff and see what they're going to do. But Bitcoin and the blockchain are actually going to replace these guys. We don't need them. I'll give you an example of the hassle I just had. I tried to apply for or sign up for a special newsletter called hack.com. It's all about Bitcoin and Bitcoin strategies, and it was in Norway. So I got my trusty Visa card out, and I went to apply for it. Dang if they did not put it through. I finally, after the third try being canceled, denied, I called the company, the Visa, and said, what's going on here? And they said, well, you don't do business in Norway, so we're not approving the transaction. Oh, man. I said, oh, thank God Bitcoin is here, because this stuff is just going to go bye-bye. But there was a thought that came to mind. If the hack.com newsletter is all about Bitcoin, what are they doing taking Visa anyway? How come they're not taking Bitcoin? And they're not. I just thought that was kind of odd. In order to deal with Bitcoin, you've got to have a wallet. And that wallet can't be the leather one in your pocket. It can be a metal one in your pocket, but not a leather one. So you've got to have a software wallet. And these are the largest companies. Blockchain's got 12 million users. Coinbase has 6 million users. Local Bitcoins is really not a wallet. All it is a group of people that go to the website and they make their own market. There's people there in your local area that have Bitcoins and want to sell their Bitcoins. And so it's a buyer and seller get together and agree on a price, and you exchange whatever they want for the Bitcoins, and they send you the Bitcoins. Pretty neat way to get your Bitcoins. Zappo and Copay and BitPay are all other examples of different wallets that are out there. There's just a whole bunch of them. You're just going to have to do a search online. We recommend blockchain to start. Coinbase initially to maybe get an account with them to buy some coin, but there are just other ways to do it, and you'll just want to talk to the people that referred you to get help to finally get some coins if you don't have any. But BitPay is kind of cool because they offer a Visa card, so you can transfer your Bitcoins that you have directly onto your Visa card, and you can use it just like debit card money, just like you do every day. The safe over there on the right really refers to a hardware wallet. Hardware wallet is something like a Trezor, T-R-E-Z-O-R, T-R-E-Z-O-R. You can just look it up. They have their own website. It runs about $100. But what it is a way to keep your Bitcoins off of the internet and off of these commercial wallets so that it's totally private. You can actually do things from the Trezor itself. You can actually plug it into a computer, and you can use the Trezor because it's like a little computer in and of itself. Pretty cool. I like the idea. But shopping with Bitcoins right now in the United States, you've got over 100,000 companies that take Bitcoin. Pretty cool now, huh? You know, nobody knows this. Most of the people we're talking to don't really know that Bitcoin is here, that Bitcoin is viable, that people have been living on Bitcoin for a long time. Already, they don't even use dollars anymore. It's just not necessary. More and more companies are coming to that conclusion. More and more governments are coming to that conclusion. And other countries like Switzerland and places like that, they're taking the rents in Bitcoin. They're accepting it for fees, goods and services from, you know, municipalities, water, gas, oil, you know, all that kind of stuff. And there's the transaction here. The guy's buying a cup of coffee and he's using his cell phone. See, so I don't think debit cards really are going to be around much longer. You know, one of the strategies for MasterCard is they want to reach the 2.5 billion people that are not banked. And Andreas Antonopoulos talks about that. Some of his videos, he talks about how many people on the earth are not banked at all. They just have a cell phone. They don't have a computer or anything like that. Well, all this is designed to run on a cell phone. And it's done with that idea in mind to include everybody on the earth into some form of commerce, being able to take money. In fact, Andreas says that when you've got a Bitcoin account, you have a Swiss bank, not an account, a Swiss bank in your pocket. You have all the power that you need to be able to originate loans, to do any kind of transmittal business, to remit money, to send money, to do anything that you want. Even if you're in a jungle someplace, all you need is connection to the internet, and you can do everything a bank can do. So why do we need them? They're on their way out anyway. They're going all of these ATM machines and BTM machines. It's really kind of funny. You go to the bank, and inside there they got rid of most of the tellers, and all they have up there are two BTM machines, or I mean ATM machines. They may be BTM machines. I don't know. Well, they know the handwriting is on the wall, but we're getting freedom from that. Now, what are we doing here? Well, what's going on is that this is what they call a cryptocurrency, but it's still a currency. It's fungible. It's a storehouse of value. We proved that already. Proved it especially in India when they lost 85% of the value of their money. Everybody that had Bitcoin didn't lose a dime. Same with China. You know, when the Chinese started devaluing their yuan, Chinese weren't dumb. They started moving all their money into Bitcoin and getting it offshore. They didn't want to lose the value of their money, so they just moved it. Indians are doing the same thing. Greece is going crazy. Venezuela is using it to have a currency because there is no currency down there. And as a matter of fact, the government outlawed Bitcoin, but people are using it anyway. You know, when the Chinese locked down their exchanges over there, I don't know why they did it, but they did it. People didn't stop. Trading actually went up by 50%, and they were doing it on peer-to-peer. In other words, like that local Bitcoin kind of thing. They didn't use the exchanges. So this is something that they don't own. We own it. We own it as a collective, as a being on the planet. And if you want to conduct commerce and do things, you can do that. Now, Bitcoin trading is the same thing as called like Forex trading was when people trade currencies and things like that. But it's Bitcoin. It's not currency. I mean, it is a currency in a sense, but it's not the fiat currency. It's not the paper dollar. It's not a euro. It's not a peso. Things like that. Stuff that the government printed up to say that it's money. This doesn't belong to any government. They have no say-so over it. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to try, but they're just not going to succeed. Nigeria finally came out and admitted it straight up. Says we can't control Bitcoin. I mean, that's just flat out. That's what it is. But trading is buy low, sell high. Now, as Bitcoin becomes more known, the price is going to go up and up and up. If you just transferred 1% of the assets in the United States alone, each coin would be worth about $1 million. Why is that? Well, there's only 21 million coins, and they're not going to be any more. 16 million of them are already in circulation. Some of those have been lost. Some of those have been stolen. When Mt. Gox, one of the exchanges, fell down, they lost quite a bit, but they recovered 60% of that. But it keeps moving on, and it keeps working. All these people that are saying, oh, it's going to die because the SEC didn't approve it. It didn't. It just shrugged it off. There was a big, huge drop. Man, what a buying opportunity. But you see, That's what makes trading so efficient. The fact is that when you're doing trading and you have massive swings in the value of that currency, boy, you can get rich trading it because you make money when it's going up, you make money when it's going down, you make money when you hold it. And you know, when China and everything, those guys were having all their hullabaloo over there, you could buy a coin in the United States for $700, you could turn around and sell it in China for $1,000. That's an arbitrage. That's a pretty doggone good profit, don't you think? That's what they're doing here. And that's what the trader does. And it does it automatically and at high speed. So what really makes that work is the fact that we have cryptocurrency exchanges. These exchanges are the guys that handle the transactions, that make the markets, that make everything work. The company Gladiacoin is its own system. They own their own software. They do their own trading. In fact, they help other people too. But it generates a high volume of Bitcoin, and it's a worldwide opportunity, so it does not matter where you are. You can be in the south, you can be in the north, you can be in the east and the west. It just doesn't matter. All you got to say is you want to do it, and you understand it, and you sign up and get a count. So what are the basic benefits here? Duplication of your Bitcoin in 90 days. That's the promise. You put the money in, you let it sit for 90 days, and you get that money back. Now, while it's growing, you're actually receiving the growth on it. That money is being put directly into your own personal account. That was very important to me as a decision to decide whether or not to do this. If they were going to hold the money and all the growth for 90 days, I didn't think it would be a good idea. But that's not what they're doing. They only hold the money that you gave them for trading. They do the trading and they transfer the money directly to your account every day. At the end of the 90 days, when it's doubled, they ask if you want to do it again. You can either do that or not. It's fully automatic. Everything happens like clockwork. I haven't seen a single problem where there's been a problem with the system. It works just like automatic. Everybody receives their payments. Everybody gets their doubling. And many, many people have already done this, even though it only started in December of 2016. We were lucky enough to get in February 9th. But gee, I wish I'd been there at the beginning. I'd be doing so much better. But there aren't any real tedious activities here. You know, you just kind of watch your Bitcoin and you refer some people, and you get paid for referrals. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because it's called the binary system that you can. It's an option, just something you can do that will actually make you double your Bitcoins faster. But the neat thing I like is they pay every day. Every single day, you get 2.2% of the amount of money that you get put with them right in your back wallet. So what happens when it's time to renew? You've already got all the money in your wallet. You know, you could walk away or you could do it. Now, the fact that there's an international presence here is cool. They got all their software down in Singapore. That's where the servers are. That's a very, very popular place for financial companies to run systems. It happens in real time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No delays, just keeps going. And you have the optional binary network, and it's simple and easy to use. Tablets, mobile phones, and PCs. Now, see that mobile phones are critical in establishing all of the people that are not banked. There's 2.5 billion households. Doesn't include family members or other people or other businesses that do not have any way to conduct business. They do now with Bitcoin. And do you think that 2.5 billion people chasing 21 million coins is not going to affect the price? You bet your bippy it is. Not only that, all the failures and all of the coming crashes that are going to occur because of the mismanagement of the elected officials who we trusted far too long with our money and giving those people that kind of control. It's just bred incompetence, and everybody is suffering because of it. But look what's happened. Bitcoin came about, so that's pretty cool. Now, the optional binary network gives you a referral fee. Unlike a bank, they actually give you a referral fee for referring money to the company that they can use for trading. It's pretty cool because that money goes right into your account. Now, it's a 90-day plan, but there's an acceleration clause in there. The real plan here is to double your money. If you can do it sooner than 90 days, wouldn't you do that? You know, because if you take 4 Bitcoin, and you waited 90 days, that'd grow to 8. Another 90 days, it would grow to 16, then 32, then 64. Not a bad deal. Still a great deal. And some people do that. That's what they want to do. They don't want to mess with any referrals or anything like that. But if you refer somebody and you get a percentage of that money that they put in as a referral fee, that goes towards the doubling of your Bitcoin. And in fact, we have people that actually double their Bitcoin every single day. You put in 4 today, you get out 8 tomorrow. 4 today, 8 tomorrow. Now, if you're just passive and you just put the money in and you let it sit for a year, doubling each time every 90 days, why wouldn't you double 365 days a year? Why only do 4? Wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? When you begin to see the massive cash flow that you can develop here. And the thing is that what do you got to do to get it? Do you have to you have to go to school for 16 years, 20 years, 30 years in order to become a brain and some expert in some area? No. Do you have to invent some neat little cue ball or neat new toy or something that people want really bad and they're going to rush out and they're just going to buy that sucker right now and you become rich? No, that's an awful hard way to go. All you have to do here is decide that you want to do it. You get a blockchain account open, you get some Bitcoin, and you put it with the company and let it begin to trade and refer people. That's all you got to do. I can't talk to anybody, John. Yes, you can. You do it every day. Don't lie to me. If something bad happens to you, my gosh, you're telling everybody until somebody finally says, shut up. I've heard enough of that. You keep talking about it. Enough. I used to be one of those kind of guys when I was a kid. Listen, something good happens to you. You're telling everybody. You find a great pizza, you're telling people. You got a neat car. Yeah, I really like that car. Yeah, it's great mileage. Yeah. This is what you do every single day. Unless it comes down to all of a sudden money and you have to refer somebody about your plan, right? All of a sudden you get tongue-tied. I don't know why. Because you're not tongue-tied all the other times. Why would you get tongue-tied there? Doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't really believe you can't do it. And if you want a little help, there's a book called Double Your Contacts by Michael Durkin, Durkin, Double Your Contacts. I wish I'd had this book 40 years ago when I started in the financial business. It's a great little book. Get your hands on it. It will very much help you deal with the situation. If you think you need some help, that's the little book to get. Not very expensive, and it's kind of a small book, about 7-inch book. It's not a big one. All right, so the way they generate Bitcoin here is passively. We already talked about that. They get 2.2% paid into your account every single day. For 90 days, it'll double. If you refer, you get a referral fee, 5% of that or to 15% of that on your shortest leg. It is a binary, so you have 2 teams. You have an A team and a B team. And you add the passive amount of money that you get plus the binary referral fee, and you can get more Bitcoin. That's how it works. And it's worked like clockwork. I've got no complaints. I'm absolutely just wonderful. So here you are. This is you sitting here right here. You decide to take a position. And what we want you to do is we want you not only to take this position here, we'd suggest you take the first position below you and the other position below you. Now, in order to qualify for the binary referrals, you must do 2 personal referrals, 1 on each side. So why not take these top positions right here? Well, why would you do that? The reason to do that is that this little position up here can pump out 8 Bitcoin a day. And when you build this leg down and you build this leg down this way, what's going to happen is that this will pump out 8 Bitcoin a day. When you're done, run down here and do this one. You can have more than 1 position. So start this one going. Why? But see, this is special. It's not like a new plan where you got to do both sides. This side of this person here, this point, is already done. It's already built. It's got all these points running down that leg. All you got to do is work on the inside here. And for every Bitcoin you put on, or 1/10 of the Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin, you're going to be able to pull an equal amount from that line with all of those different points there. See, points don't compress here. If that line is in position and you're qualified to receive the fee, then the points accumulate. Doesn't matter whether you work them today or you work them 2 years from now. They're still going to be there. Same thing on the other side. You've already built that outside leg for that person. All you've got to do to get your 3rd position going is put some people on the inside and begin building here. And now you got a 3rd position pumping out 8 Bitcoin. You're going to see in a little bit when we talk about the plans why that's really so important. So anyway, you got your daily accumulation that comes in your account every single day plus the binary fee. Now, out of 50 people that started with Bitcoin, 110%, whatever, Doesn't matter. That's 1 Bitcoin. That is 1/10 of a Bitcoin. That's 100 Bitcoins. It's whatever you want it to be. But let's say that's 50 people. Out of that number of people that started, 50 are going to double their BTC. Everybody does. And people that have continued the program is 52. Everybody continues their program. Why? Well, the big reason is that they get to retain the binary. If you don't get to keep your plans that you built on these legs, and you don't get these 3 positions working together. Now, why? Well, because they pay every day. In other words, when it comes time to choose your plan to double, you've got to stay in the line, because if you're not going to do it, you're out of here. Okay, you're gone. Well, all these people are still here, so it just moves up the line, and these people continue. Now, let's say that you decided, well, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm not going to be around to do it, so I'm not going to do it this time. Well, you lose your binary team that you built. So what do? Well, first off, you can do this anywhere on the earth, right? You don't have to be local. Doesn't really matter. It's just a computer system. So take your little laptop with you. Go use a public computer. It doesn't matter. You can come in there and press the red button. Yes, I want to continue. You'll know whether or not you're close to getting your doubling. It tells you every single day. It gives you the percentage of goal that you've approached. When you start getting over that 80%, you want to start paying attention. And so the other thing you could do is just, have a trusted person do it for you. It doesn't really matter. But you see, if you don't do it now, if you don't continue it, you can't be reinserted back into that spot, because you're not there anymore. You can't just break into that line. The line has to grow organically from the top to the bottom. If you take yourself out, you can't be put back in. That's primarily why they're continuing like that. But the other reason is you make more money. I don't know anybody that doesn't need more money. All right, here's the plans, and I'm highlighting the lowest plan right here, 0.05. That's 5% of a Bitcoin, whatever the current price of a Bitcoin is. Because we're dealing in Bitcoins. We're not dealing in dollars or pesos, or Aussie dollars or euros or pounds or whatever. It's a Bitcoin. Whatever it costs through your currency to get a Bitcoin, that's what the cost is. It's 5% of a Bitcoin. But there is no doubling on this plan. Okay? In 90 days, I would double or not, doesn't really matter. The plan is going to terminate. Every plan runs for 90 days. Now, what you're really here to do is you are here to go out and refer some people to the plan, and you can receive 5% of that binary. Why would you want to do that? Well, because the real goal here is to get up to this plan, the 10% plan, because this is where the doubling starts right there. See that? Doubles in 90 days. But you can receive 6% of the binary team that you're building on the weak side. One of these sides will take off. You don't know which one it is when you first start. So you just build both sides until one steps up and becomes the power leg, and then you just work the other leg. That's all you have to do. And it's just a referral base. This is not like you have to do a lot here. You just kind of show them what's going on and ask them if they want to get in and get some money. And if they do, that's great. And the company will pay you for that service. Now let me just run up to the next 2 plans, because here's the sweet spot, Spartacus 4. Spartacus 4 starts at 1/2 a Bitcoin, doubles in 90 days, but look at the receive percentages, 9% of the binary. That's great, that's fantastic. That helps you 2.2% plus 9% of the binary referrals, and that includes what we call spillover. You've only got 2 slots to fill. So people above you are coming on, and if you're referring more, they're flowing down below you. There's only 2 spots for every person that comes on. So this is very, very fast moving in terms of building the team. You get the same percentage that you're entitled to off of every point from everybody that comes on, spillover or not. There's not any reduction. It's not a 50% deal or anything like that. You get your percentage is due to you based upon the amount of money that you put with the company. So you can earn 1 Bitcoin daily, which is 30 Bitcoin a month. That's not a bad deal, really. But here's where everybody wants to be. They want to be here in these plans right here, because this is where the money stings. The best plan is the Spartacus 7. You put in 4 Bitcoins for that, doubles in 90 days, but you receive 15% of the binary. So even if you were down at the 6% and you doubled it, which would be a cool thing to do, you're still not up to the 15%. And that 15% makes a big difference. And you can earn 8 Bitcoin a day. That's what I was talking about. You put in 4 Bitcoin, you get 8 back. Well, do the math on that with the current price of a Bitcoin. Just say it's 1,000. Just say the $4,000 went in, you got $8,000 back in 24 hours. That means you can get 240 Bitcoin per month. That's $240,000. Do you think it's worth referring a few people? It's not like you're going to make them have to do it. I'll tell you what I do. The system sends that money to my account every single day that I'm entitled to receive based upon the work I've done. Okay. Now, all I do is I get a text message and it says this money was deposited into your account. And when I say money, I'm talking Bitcoin. It's the amount of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin can be sold on the market. Other people want to buy it. You put some Bitcoin up for sale and buddy, it's gone. It almost doesn't matter what you're asking for it. Everybody wants it because there's only 21 million coins. You got to get that number in your head. When a coin's $1 million, how are you going to get it? You can get it right now because you can put in a portion, a smaller portion. But if you could go with the 4 Bitcoin, see, we took it really slow because we wanted to verify everything. We wanted to make sure everything was working. I did all that. I documented all that. I've got it recorded. I mean, I can prove that everything that they're doing here. I wanted to know if that money was actually being paid to your account. It absolutely is. And I've documented it in more than one instance. So it's not open to question anymore. There's nothing to refute. This thing works. And so what I've been doing when I get the SMS message on my phone is I simply let them accumulate and I show people. I said, look what I'm doing here creating Bitcoin. I got this today, I got this today, I got this one, and I got this, and I got this, and I got this. It says, do you see what I'm showing you here? You know, does this mean anything to you? Is this something you'd like to have happen to you? Would you like to be able to get in on this program? And they say yes or no. I don't really care whether they want to or not. What I'm trying to do is help other people get financially complete and set so that I can protect my own financial future. See, if something really bad happens around here, and who knows, it couldn't. I want to have an economy and a way to run that economy if we can't depend upon the typical stuff that we normally do. Look at Hurricane Katrina. Look at Hurricane Sandy. Look at the massive fires and earthquakes and stuff we have out here in California. This year's rainy season, we are going to just get ready, kids. Get your popcorn and get ready to sit back and get your binoculars and start watching the hills and the mountains and every place burn around here. Believe me. Never fails. Huge rains, all this massive growth. Some idiot over there seems to find a way to turn the fire on. Drives everybody crazy. But 240 Bitcoin a month, do the math. If that was only 1,000, it's already over 1,000. And the other thing you guys need to know is that it's game over. Bitcoin keeps passing up the value of gold. Gold is going to continue to drop. Now, what's going to happen here when everybody finally realizes that they've got to have Bitcoin is there going to be a massive rush. Same with gold. People are going to want to have gold, but gold has some problems that the Bitcoin doesn't. You can't really use your gold in the public. You can't carry that stuff around with you. Everybody thinks they're going to be able to get it. Let me give you an example. New Orleans, underwater, 17 feet underwater. My associate's office is down there, and everything they had was 17 feet underwater. Now, how was he going to use his gold? Tell me. Did he have to get scuba gear and dive down there? They wouldn't even let him close to the place, but who would want to dive in that water anyway? You've got to have a way to function. See, Bitcoin can be moved. I can move $1 of Bitcoin from here around the world in a split second. Not even a full second, a split second. You can move $100 billion just the same way. There's no limitations. If you've got to go across borders, are you going to be able to take your gold and silver with you? I doubt it. Okay, you got it in your car. You're not going anywhere. You're just driving around. Cop pulls you over. They force you out. You know, cops, they don't play nice these days. You know, they force you out and they force a search. They find it. Uh-oh, it's not yours anymore. They're going to pick it up and take it. Why? What are you doing with that kind of stuff? Only bad guys carry that stuff around. See, Bitcoin doesn't have any of those problems. You go across the border, you have an entire Swiss bank in your back pocket, and it's not money. But you have all the funding you need to go anywhere you need to go. All right, I don't want to beat you to death on it. I just want to get across to you that you have something very special here. There's a limited time on it. This is not going to last because eventually Bitcoin is going to stabilize. You're not going to have the high swings. You want to do this now while it's available. Now, very easy to get started. You simply choose the plan that's suitable for you and you get back to the person that showed you the whole idea. And you can start now. What do you got to do? You got to say, I want to do it. I'm going to get my blockchain open. I'm going to get some Bitcoin, and I'm going to get started. Put some money with the company and begin collecting the rewards. Okay, let's open it up for questions and answers and see if anybody has anything they want to talk about.
Yes, I got a question.
Wait a minute. Slow down.
Yeah.
Let's do this in an organized way. What I want you to do is I want you to open up the participants tab. When you do that, there'll be the list of names of everybody, but you have a raise the hand button on the bottom. Please.
I'm on the phone. I'm on the
phone. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Who is this?
Question, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, if I come in at 4 Bitcoins, I think that's Spartan 7?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I come in there, what is the daily amount of Bitcoins I would make a day?
2.2%.
Okay. So that's
whatever it is.
How much is that in dollars?
Well, you'll have to figure that out at the time you do it.
Okay, this is 1,000. So
no, 2.2% of 1,000.
Okay. Okay, I see.
But you're paid in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Fraction of Bitcoin comes in. It's just like clockwork every single day.
Is there a minimum amount that you have to reach in order for them to send you?
Yes. Yes, they have a minimum amount to actually make the payment. Now, they do accumulate everything in your wallet, your e-wallet in the back office, until you have 3% accumulated, 0.03% accumulated, and then they send that directly to your blockchain wallet. But at the 4 Bitcoin level, you don't have to worry about that. At the real lower levels, down at 1, 2, and 3, you're going to have a little accumulation there. At 4 and up, no, they're sending you that money every single day because it's always over 0.03%.
Okay.
See, 2.2 is not over 3%. But you have to have 2.2s in order to get the payment to 3, right? That's all. It's just like any company that says we don't send checks out unless it's $25 or more, something like that. That's all it is.
So at that level, you can receive money every day. I'm confused. Or
you will receive money every single day. Absolutely.
Okay.
Your payment's going to be at least somewhere in the neighborhood of 8% of Bitcoin or something like that.
On a Spartacus 7? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I can tell you what we get. We get 0.088888888 Bitcoin.
It's 0.08888.
To a million placed.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, next question. Or how about some comments? How about some members? We got any members in here that want to speak up real quick? Let us know.
It'd be really nice
your
people that are already
experiences.
doing it. Yeah, what's going on? Let people know.
Oh, ouch.
Hey, Kathy and John.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Kelly Taylor here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey,
Great webinar.
Hey,
great. I came on board 4 days ago, and I am binary qualified now.
All right.
And in seeing this grow, like every single day in the back office, it shows like 1:03 a.m. So, those bonuses, everything kicks in at the same time, boom, 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 every single day. So, just to see how really easy and simple this back office is, I'm very excited. Anybody can do this.
Yeah, it is a very clean, easy system. I am so impressed with this. Anybody from 5 to 100 could do this, which is just great. And congratulations. Well, if you know how to turn on a computer, you can. Kind of got to know how to turn the computer on. We taught that to Humberto not too long ago, how to turn on the computer. Just kidding. He's not here tonight. I can't pick on him. Oh, we got Luke. Luke, what are you doing with this, Luke?
Oh, it's just really good. I want to take 1 second to just thank John and Kathy for making this platform where it is. You know, it's just it's the simplest system I've ever been a part of. I've been in this 11 days, and I'm part of that No Sleep Club, the Rip Van Winkle Club. I'll join that when I've made it. But yeah, it's literally, yeah, it's. I wake up and I'm like, oh no, I need to be talking to somebody in Austria right now because it's going crazy. So yeah, I looked 11 days in. Started with 0.1 Bitcoin, and I've got over 2 Bitcoins in earnings. So that's, do the math, about $2,400 in 11 days.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I mean, just my team is on fire. I mean, I'm just trying to keep up with everybody's is hard. I'm managing so far, but my team is growing like exponentially. It's like that whole, double your penny every day to 30 days, and it doesn't look like much until you get to like day 20. But with this program, it's like accelerated. Like you start at day 18 and then go from it. So I'm just tickled pink, and it's just the simplest thing in the world. You just invite people on these webinars, and people see what an opportunity it is, and they join, and they just get fired up, and they go. So,
yeah, I think everybody gets fired up when they're seeing results and money coming in every day, just like clockwork.
Well, we're able to document it.
Oh, yeah.
You get the SMS from the thing, and it shows what the payments are. So if you can get that much, why not get some more? So people put more money in.
I mean, I had the craziest thing happen. I had a guy on Facebook. I mean, I texted him. I mean, I messaged him one time. He did a video chat with me. I said, here you go. I turned my phone around. I said, here's my back office. Here's my downline. Look at what's happening. Here's where they paid me. Here's what I'm going to earn tomorrow. It's going to hit my account. I mean, it's just like, it's a complete open book. There's so many, especially on Facebook, these people, oh yeah, you're going to make this money if you join this program. And they're not making any money. If you look at another group, they're saying, they're asking for information on how to make money, yet they're telling you that they're making all this money. And here it's so liberating when you can show somebody you have a program that works, it pays out like clockwork every single day. Yeah. I mean, I got nothing else to say. Anything else to add to that?
Yeah. Well, that was my view of it. I couldn't find anything wrong with it.
Money talks, doesn't it? Money talks.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Luke and Kelly. And we have Jenny Gladia. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi there. This is Jenny from South Carolina.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I am just marvelous. And a question, I think I asked you that question today. I have 111 just started a couple of days ago, but I like to put some more in. Where should I put to come up to 0.5, for example? Should I put it on my top spot?
You just go to your dashboard, and there's a button there to upgrade, and it'll calculate for you what you want to pay. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, you're always in control here. You can upgrade whenever you want to. And then we are going to have a training here at about 7:45. So if you want to tune back in, we can go over more strategies.
We got somebody feeding back into the...
Yeah, that's her speaker. So if you'd come back at 7:45 for the training, we can go talk about some of these strategies if you want to. We have Sergeant Jim Ram's got his hand up.
Hey, this thing is awesome. I started on February 17th, so Friday was my 3-week anniversary. I started out with 1 Bitcoin, and so far I've been paid 5 Bitcoins, which equates to about $6,100.
Wow.
And it just keeps getting gooder and gooder all the time. I've got about 75 people in my downline, and everybody's cranking out. And, I'll tell you, anybody who's new that's listening to this, don't waste your time. Get in as high as you possibly can, and just work it. It's worth every bit. I have another multi-level business that I've been working for about 3 years, and in 3 weeks' time on Gladiacoin, I excelled or exceeded what I get every month with the other business. So it is
that's powerful.
cranking. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's great. And this is the least I'm ever going to get paid with this too.
Oh yeah,
Going
it
up
just
from
keeps
here.
going up every day. As some of you might know, I was very, very skeptical, and John and I have worked together as affiliates for the past few years, and I didn't want to do any program. It's like, no, I'm sick and tired of programs that don't work. So we got in anyway, and came in at the 0.05, then went to 0.1, and that doubled, and now we're up to Spartacus 7. We've been in since February 9th. And we have renewed our Spartacus 7 position. It'll be 3 times in a couple days. And when you do that, that's automatic 8 Bitcoin. So we've seen a couple $4,000 days, and my jaw is still on the floor. It's just amazing. You can do this so quickly. Just depends on you. So we got William Norris that wants to say something. Go ahead, William.
Hey, John, Captain. I just want to say, I was kind of like you. I really didn't want to jump in anything else because it seemed like nothing was working.
Yeah.
But I watched this thing for about a week, and that week I should have been working. I should have been in because I really felt like should crack myself on the head. But anyway, I joined on the 17th, and I did the tripod like William recommended. And right now, I have my first position at Spartacus 7. I have one of my other ones at Spartacus 6, and the other one is at 4. So, I've had a $21 day payout today, and I'm really pleased with what's going on.
$21?
$2,100 a day.
Oh, $2,100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
With those 3 teams, I can't imagine it would be $21.
Yeah, because see, all 3 are paying me. All 3 are qualified, and all 3 are paying me. So I had a $2,100 payout today.
That's awesome.
My last position is at Spartacus 4, so it's moving up pretty good.
This is a real game changer. This one, game changer.
We need a little disclaimer here because we're just like you. We're not anything different. All we're doing is trying to help other people get a leg up and get into something that I, as a financial planner, want people to do, because I'm seriously worried about what's going on. And if you have this kind of thing going for yourself, and you've got Bitcoin and stuff like that, we really can do our own thing. We don't have to be dependent on the dollar. That's very important. So that we're kind of separated and we can do our own thing, just like they're doing in Venezuela. Anyway, that's where we sit. Anybody else have a question about the program or about getting on, or anybody concerned about getting on and doing it?
I just wish we would have, I wouldn't have been so skeptical. I would have hit the ground running a lot faster, but we're doing pretty darn good for only being in less than a month. I mean, we've seen some good stuff going on here.
Well, you had good reason to be skeptical. I mean, I as a financial person, kind of just jumped the gun. I didn't have as many questions as you did, but it's only because I had a little more experience with it. But look at all the people our programs we've been in where we just lost nothing but money. Look at all the years we've been doing it and never make any money.
Yeah. I didn't know nothing about Bitcoin. It's like, what the heck's a Bitcoin? A couple months ago, and now it's just like, I am so into this. It's just a Bitcoin world. We are definitely in a world of digital currency. Our fiat is crashing, and people that have Bitcoin, they're going to be the survivors for sure. For sure.
It'll make you lose sleep now. You can believe that.
My grandpa always said, sleep when you're dead, William.
That's right.
All right, we got to get set for the training program, and that's coming up at 7:30 sharp. And so I'll be right here at the same address, same place. We just need a little break.
Yeah, about 15 minutes. And we do this Monday through Friday, noon and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same room. So if you're happy and you know it, go invite some of your guests and come on back. Let's get you going. Always get back to the person that referred you to this program, and they'll give you their personal link so that they can help you get going. You guys are fantastic. The team is on fire. Congratulations, guys. I'm so happy for you. everybody. I'm so happy for you. So we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes for the training. Anybody have anything else they want to add real quick? Okay, just some things going on in chat about strategy. So Carrie Dubé, can you hear me? Go ahead. Carrie, okay. Well, come on back for the training members, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Take care, y'all. Have a blessed evening. Good night.